In the heart of southeastern Nigeria, nestled between 2 rivers and 3 ancient forests, stood the village of Ogwude, a place of proud elders, stubborn land, and whispers older than iron. For nearly 100 years, one mystery held the entire village in its grip, the mystery of Ikoro Nso, the forbidden drum. They said it had once called the ancestors themselves from the earth. That when beaten, it caused the sky to tremble and men to speak in tongues they did not understand. But after the white men came, after churches rose where shrines once stood, and English names replaced ancestral ones, the drum was sealed beneath the Obu, ancestral house, never to be heard again. And no one spoke of why. Not in full. Not out loud. Amadi, son of Chief Nnadozie, was 26 when he began asking questions that made the elders shift uncomfortably. He had studied history at the university in Nsukka. He wore agbada on Sundays and jeans the rest of the week. He prayed in church, but also kept a cowrie under his pillow. You cannot worship 2 gods, the pastor warned. But Amadi wasn't interested in gods. He was interested in truth. Why was the Obu always guarded, though nothing happened inside? Why did the priestesses go mute whenever Ikoro Nso was mentioned? Why was there a law that no child should enter the compound on Eid market day? His father gave him answers that sounded like riddles. Some things, my son, are better left buried in silence. But Amadi had seen silence become rot. And he didn't want to inherit rot. He wanted the truth. It was old Nwani Ukwu, blind, nearly 100 years old, who finally opened her mouth. She called for Amadi in secret, under a mango tree heavy with flies. Her voice was dry, but sharp. You are your grandfather's child. He also wanted to know. They silenced him. But now, maybe the time has come. She told him of Abika the drummer, Amadi's great-grandfather. A man who had once beaten Ikoro Nso during the era of British conquest. The drum spoke that night. And what it said terrified the elders. The ancestors declared, foreigners will come like wind and smoke. Your shrines will fall. But one will rise, one who remembers, one who calls us again. When he strikes the drum, the curse will break. But the British heard of the drum. And they called it pagan noise. They tried to burn it. It refused to burn. So the elders, terrified of colonial punishment and spiritual wrath, sealed it. Abika vanished 2 nights later. No body. No farewell. Only a bloodstained talking drum and a vow of silence. Amadi couldn't sleep after that. Dreams began to haunt him, of a forest filled with fireflies, of voices in languages he had never learned, of a man with his face but older, standing before the drum, weeping. He asked his father again. This time, Chief Nnadozie sighed and led him into the Obu at night. There, beneath a stone slab, hidden under cowrie circles and red cloth, sat Ikoro Nso. Cracked but powerful. Silent, but alive. Why? Amadi whispered. Why hide this? His father looked at him with tired eyes. Because our truth could have killed us. The white man's sword was not just steel. It was fear. It made us ashamed of what we knew. Amadi touched the drum. It was warm. It pulsed. On the Eid market day of the New Yam festival, Amadi did what no one had done in 96 years. He beat Ikoro Nso. Once. Twice. Thrice. The sound echoed through Ogwude like a roar from the grave. Birds scattered. Children stopped playing. The river slowed. And then it came, visions. Elders wept. The old shrine's walls began to shake. In the sky, clouds moved in circles like dancers. And voices, thousands of them, rose from the earth. Everyone fell silent. Even the wind. And then. A light burst from the drum. A figure appeared behind it, tall, dark, his face ageless. Abika. His spirit. He pointed at Amadi and spoke in Igbo, loud and clear. You remembered. You broke their silence. And now, you may speak for us. In the weeks that followed, Ogwude changed. The Obu became a place of storytelling, not secrecy. The youth began learning the ancient tongue. Lost symbols were painted on compound walls. Even the Christian elders came to see the drum, not as a rival to God, but as a voice of their people. It was Amadi who stood in front of the community and told the full story, of Abika, of colonial fear, of the price of forgetting. He ended with a simple line. When we bury our truth, we bury our power. But now, finally, the mystery is revealed. Today, tourists visit Ogwude not just for the Yam festival, but for the sound of Ikoro Nso. They say no recording captures it. They say the ground hums when it plays. And the elders now teach their children not to fear truth, but to carry it. Because when mystery is broken by courage, a people become whole again.